Passing away, all dark energies sent to harm or disturb me, my loved ones, and you. So right now, I am just going to clear up the energy, get my cards out. Mm, yeah, I'm gonna pull some hidden truths and dark confessions for this read, and then I'm going to clarify them as well. So setting up. So as I'm shuffling, I am gonna keep whatever pops out, whatever messages come out. To be real, the energy does feel kind of it's giving like someone in your energy is feeling kind of like melancholy. You could be at a distance from someone, or you could have distanced yourself from someone. Yeah, with this 1919, you're definitely embracing new beginnings, trusting in the divine plan, and letting go of the past. That's definitely probably has something that happened in your past. Like you probably felt like it was taking you forever to move past it, but it seems as though you guys are moving in the right direction. So right now, I am just shuffling up my deck. I'm gonna keep whatever comes out, just setting up. I'll read the energy. Not gonna lie, it's almost time to retire this deck. It's so beat up. I remember when I first bought it, the cards were so sharp, it was giving me freaking paper cuts, and now it's all beat up. Mhm. All right, so I'm gonna read these oracle cards that fall out. All right, so somebody's grandpa could be significant, or you are a source of comfort for someone. You could also be seeking some type of approval or support from someone, but two Return of Sundays came out, and then we got 1212, which represents harmony and balance. So this is giving like a past energy as to where in the past you used to seek comfort and support from someone, but it's like you separated from this individual. So now you're in the space of being away from them, but it seems as though this individual is still in your energy. Confession, please, spirit. All right. So how you could be feeling about this individual? It says you have become too difficult for me to handle. That is a big turn off. So you definitely walked away from somebody because they was pretty much doing too much. This individual wants you to know that they're going through a roller coaster of emotions, but they will not admit it. It is difficult for me to process my emotions. I'm not available right now. So this is coming up as your energy. I tried to run from this soul connection, but my soul craves you. So, on one end, there is an individual that's giving like a family member or a friend that you have walked away from. And then another one is like an ex or something that you probably had some type of like romantic type of dealings with. And they are still lingering in your energy. Clarify, Holy Spirit. Yeah, somebody's very pulling away. With this Queen of Wands, you're definitely standing up. With this moon card, somebody's definitely thinking about you. They're extremely passionate. Clarify this moon card, Holy Spirit. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a romantic connection that you could have. walked away from, and it's because you're, looking towards love. You're very focused on yourself and what you need to do for the future. So that's really good. What about this roller coaster? Like, who is in a feeling? All right, so there's somebody that is focused on your healing at this time, and you are going through a spiritual awakening. Okay, and through the spiritual awakening, it's like you are discovering like different parts of yourself, which is offering you a lot of clarity. And a lot of this clarity is coming from you making peace with past romantic connections in your life. 'Cause you definitely had, like, some wild stuff happen to you, so and that's just saying it lightly. Yeah, and it's like you're not sure, like, you don't know if you're victorious, but you are. So you're definitely being called to really stand in your confidence and your power. You can look in my bio, and I have all the information there for you, when it comes to doing tarot readings. Holy Spirit, Clarified Chariot. Yeah, with this Queen of Cups, it's like you're in the middle at this time. And it's kinda like because you're not really trusting yourself because of the stuff you have went through the past. So somebody definitely needs to do some shadow work, yeah, to help you achieve more balance as you move forward. Because you definitely are the victor, but it seems as though you have to be comfortable with focusing on yourself completely. Okay. I'm definitely talking to someone that, you've done a lot of work to have. Yeah. You've done a lot of work to have clarity, okay? But you need to focus on being at peace with the decisions that you have made. All right. Following your intuition has put you in a better spot. You know what I'm saying? And you got to really believe that for one, and then really just stand in your power, okay? What else, Holy Spirit? Yeah, you're going through a rebirth, okay? And these individuals that could have attacked you in the past, like they're definitely under judgment. Clarify this judgment, Holy Spirit. And they feel a way about it, yeah, because you're following your intuition, and you have to continue to keep doing that, continue to stand in your power, and to also be confident within yourself. Give yourself grace for who you were in the past, okay? It's definitely seeming like a confidence issue. Yeah. So you got to work on grounding your energy, okay? Really standing in your power, really believing in yourself, because you're coming up as very mature, very grounded. You love yourself very much, but you have to do the work as in showing yourself that you love yourself every day, okay? There's nothing wrong with pouring into yourself, okay? Somebody definitely has someone, it could have been a family member or something that talked down to you a lot, and that could have affected like your inner, like that inner voice that you have. So inner child healing and shadow work is definitely going to help you with that, okay? And that will help you to not feel so exhausted, especially if your emotions are triggered. Yeah, and you have a lot of forward momentum when it comes to these blessings coming in, okay? There are individuals that want to work with you at this time. Clarify the Three of Pentacles, Holy Spirit. Yeah, and they're gonna be certain, they're going to have the same faith that you do, okay? So definitely look forward to that, to individuals committed to working as a team with you, okay? Because right now you could be feeling that's kind of stagnant. You're probably in a period of solitude as to where you're not really talking to anyone much, but yeah, you definitely have some harmony coming your way, okay? You just have to build up your confidence to realize you are worthy of these connections that you desire, okay? I can't make it up. You're worthy of these connections that you desire, okay? You embody the divine love that you want to receive, all right? Because right now, your desires are definitely becoming a reality, and it's all through how you're expressing yourself, okay? So don't be afraid to express yourself, to speak up for yourself, to show that you love yourself, to say that you love yourself, and that will help clear up any emotional blockages that you may have, okay? Well, thank you. So yeah. So right now you could probably be feeling like you're waiting. You're waiting for a cycle to close out. This is your message to know the cycle is closed. Like you're definitely stepping out of your comfort zone. You just have to be patient with yourself. Okay. This is about you being patient with yourself because the star card, I know y'all just seen it pop up. it's the things that you hope for are literally right here. Okay, it's coming right above the horizon. It's just you have to be patient with yourself because you are closing out of a very stressful cycle. Okay, but it's definitely happening. You're not taking any steps back. All right. Yeah. And this is your divine justice, okay? So continue to believe in yourself because individuals are definitely learning that it's a cause and effect to the things that they're doing. Yeah, and these are the same individuals that you walked away from, but it's like they're trying to hold on to your energy at this time, and that is why they're under judgment, okay? You definitely have a spirit team fighter behind you, but along with your spirit team, along with the Most High, you have a lot of strength as well, okay? So really stand in that power. All right. Whoever I'm talking to definitely has a lot of self-control. And then you also have a lot of courage, okay? And it took a lot of courage for you to happily walk towards your legacy. Okay, you definitely broke a lot of generational curses that have been on your family's bloodline for a really long time. Okay, and right now you're building up a lot of generational wealth. Yep, this just reiterated what I said. Your horizons are expanding, and it's through you standing your ground. All right, you broke free from all these messy ass energies from these individuals that did not want to see you thrive, and it was better off, that you got away from them. Yeah. You just took clear action towards setting these boundaries, and it got you away from all these greedy, possessive type of energies. There definitely is somebody in your energy that I don't know, it's like they want to say something. All right, so somebody's feeling, I know I was a distraction from your pain. I replay our conversations over and over. I'm starting to understand our connection. So somebody is definitely in your energy, but it seems as though like they messed up really bad. Okay, it was fated for things to happen in that way. And honestly, it was fated for them to feel the pain that they're feeling now because it's like they waited till you walked away in order to appreciate your energy. Listen, King of Pentacles and the Empress. So I'm definitely talking to a divine being. So you definitely are on the right path towards this divine love that you have been working towards, honestly, that you've been wanting. Okay. There's definitely someone that has a new idea to come towards you, and they're like an authority figure. So this could be in the form of like a job opportunity, a school opportunity, a work opportunity. I could be talking to someone that's an entrepreneur, to where someone wants to invest in your business, or someone who simply just wants to invest in you. But you inspire this individual so much, and they will be reaching out to you to let you know that. I definitely could be talking to a Capricorn. Yeah, and it's gonna happen rapidly, okay? You're definitely gonna wake up one day and you're gonna have like business opportunities. Maybe if you're posting on social media, you've been hoping to go viral or something. It's like something's gonna happen. It's gonna excite you very much. And it has something to do with your creativity, like a creative endeavor. It could be just progress in something, but it's definitely going to be some type of new opportunity, okay? Definitely something that you have been working towards, okay? What else, Holy Spirit? Yeah, and it's like somebody tries to cause conflict with you in some type of way, and literally that is what's opening up the world for you. So maybe it could have been some type of tower moment, it could have been somebody that tried to cause some type of rivalry with you in some type of way, but that actually helped you to achieve like a sense of belonging, like with yourself. It solidified your connection with the Most High. Like, wow, that's really good. Clap out this word card, Holy Spirit. Yeah, somebody definitely was not expecting you to actually stand in your power. Yeah, and it's like somebody was trying to control your peace. Like they were literally trying to affect your peace, and they didn't because now you're protecting your peace. Somebody also could be saving money for something. Yeah, you are in a new cycle. You are about to start um it's like a new type of change in your life as to where you won't have to save. You won't have to worry. Like, think about the things that you worry about on a daily basis now. There's a time period coming in super fast to where it's going to transform as to where you're not going to have to worry about those things anymore. Clarify this death card, Holy Spirit. Yeah, it's literally through the decisions that you're making. You have a lot of new opportunities. What about these new opportunities? Yeah, and with this opportunity, you're going to be able to celebrate with like-minded individuals. Okay, so if you have children, you and your children are going to be celebrating. Like, this blessing is going to be big. It's a really big blessing. Like, even your kids are going to celebrate. Let's like maybe if you have small children, like you're like maybe you'll be able to like buy them whatever they want. Maybe you've been worrying about being able to, do certain things, go certain places. I'm not making this up. This is going to be you. And then you're also gonna feel like very spontaneous as well. You're definitely probably gonna be traveling or just, doing fun things that you weren't able to do before. There is somebody in your energy that is very deceitful. Okay. So if there are individuals that are trying to reach out to you from the past, definitely, practice discernment. Okay. Because what I always say is forward momentum. Listen, forward momentum. So these cards are letting you know to just walk away from whoever this is from your past that's trying to come back in because all they're trying to do is manifest sadness in your life. They want you back in a space that you was in when you walked away from them, which was, sad, probably feeling betrayed, having these wounds, and you're not standing for it. You're not going for it. Okay. Yeah, it's like somebody sees you very successful, you're goal oriented, you got your shit together pretty much. And someone wants to affect that, but they don't realize that they're just a big ass hater. Yeah, and you're very ambitious, especially when it comes to remaining kind and compassionate. Somebody wanted you to be bitter, and you're not. You remain diplomatic, and you're still nurturing your creative self. And you have so much determination as to where individuals are seeing you seize your life. Like, that saying, seize the day, you are seizing life. I literally have a tattoo of that. Carpe vitam, seize life. And then I also have seize the day. So you're definitely living for the now. You're very present, and then you're also what you're doing now is setting you up for the future. Okay, and then you're relying on your intuition. You're relying on the wisdom that the most high has blessed you with. You're not letting the past hold you back, but somebody definitely, you have individuals from your past trying to pull on your energy. This full moon is coming up and people like to act funny during the full moon, so definitely make sure you're protecting yourself. Okay. Because there's someone in your energy that's very like, I don't know. It's like they're hella disconnected. This individual doesn't pray. Like I don't think they believe in God, but you do. So you're fine. You victorious against this depression somebody's trying to manifest. But it seems as though somebody is gonna try to do that. But you're still abundant. And it landed right on top of this chariot card. Can nobody take your blessings away from you? Believe that. Okay, no matter what spell work they try to do, no matter whatever they try to do, none of it is gonna work because you have the Most High backing you up. It's not just your ascended ancestors. You got your ascended ancestors. You got your angels. You got your own strength, and you got the Most High. You have an army behind you. Like you literally are protected completely. So if you are feeling fear of anyone trying to attack you spiritually, you need to release that. Okay. Listen, okay? This peace that you have is here to stay. This protection you have is here to stay. These blessings on the way to you. Nobody's affecting that. Nobody can affect that. All right. So continue to be brave. Continue to stay focused. Remain focused on, what you're focused on. And there could have been some type of obstacle in your way when it came to some type of reward you were trying to receive. Okay. Maybe it was something that you thought you were gonna get, and it made you kind of sad because you didn't get like the results that you wanted. Okay. For someone that set you up for a new opportunity, like especially with some type of career. So maybe you applied for a job, you maybe went to like an interview or something and then you didn't get the position, but then you apply to another job and you get a position that's paying even more. Like that's the type of blessings you're getting. All right, so definitely aim high. Okay, don't just try to get by. Aim a step higher. If it's something that you want to do the next thing too. Okay, because somebody's definitely, you're acting out of fear, and it's not as though you're doing anything bad, but the Most High is letting you know that stand in your divinity and your power. Don't shortchange yourself, okay? You are worthy of this abundance. You are worthy of your wishes coming true. All right. So you really have to up that. You know what I'm saying? Go to the next level. Go to the next step. And I know that's kind of intimidating to think of sometimes, but there's definitely a lot coming in for you. Yeah, you just got to be confident within yourself, okay? And to help you build up this confidence, you are definitely doing these self-love affirmations, okay? It's not just me telling you to just do it. It actually does help, okay? And me personally, I got to do it more too, okay? Really standing there doing your self-love affirmations because we have so much stuff that we're doing every day, but make sure that you're taking the time to do those things for yourself, okay? We all need nurturing. You being happy, you getting up and smiling, you getting up and fighting to make it another day. That it leaves more for the judgment to just be on these individuals that try to snuff out your light. Like that's the word, snuff. Like somebody really tried to snatch your life from you. And now they're seeing like, no. Literally, they're feeling powerless now. And it's like now they're like wandering through life, like not knowing what to do because they realize that they lost an angel. You definitely will be feeling a lot of relief when it comes to something in the days to come. Okay. So you're going to be feeling more energetic to where you're going to be wanting to probably go out, or even if you're home, you'll be playing music, dancing around the house. Like I'm seeing somebody that usually plays music and dances, but lately you just haven't been, feeling like doing that lately. All right. Soon you are going to be feeling some relief. Okay. This full moon that's about to pass is definitely gonna help you clear out a lot of energy. All right. Yeah, we had Queen of Wands and now we got King of Wands. Okay. You and your divine counterpart are definitely mirroring each other at this time. So make sure that you are inspiring somebody. That keeps coming to me. You are inspiring somebody. Like, you don't realize the light that you carry. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have light within you, but someone is viewing you like, "Oh my gosh," like you literally are making someone's eyes sparkle. Yeah, somebody thinks really highly of you, and yeah, it's really cute. Listen, I can't make it up. Somebody definitely wants some harmony with you, and it's because it's like we be so hard on ourselves, right? And it's like you're so hard on yourself, and you're like, "Oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I'm messing up here, I'm messing up here." And on the outside looking in, it does not look like that. Okay? And that is why I always stress, stop being so hard on yourself, okay? Because you are a diamond. Pressure makes what? Diamonds. Okay? And you will soon have your energy be cleared up in a way that like you will have this emotional stability, especially when it comes to not having so much bad days or down days. Yes, I get it. Like even like I have some days where I like play music when I wake up and stuff, and I haven't been doing it the past couple of days, and I'm gonna start again because it definitely does help. But yeah, this card is about having your faith tested and standing your ground, and you know what I'm saying? Really knowing because you feel it. You know what I'm saying? You feel this victory. But some of us is like we feel the victory, but we don't really see it in front of us. But that's when it comes to having that delusion, you know, Delulu until it's Cholulu. Like somebody definitely needs to walk in that power. Like if you're applying for a job, walk like you got the job. You know what I'm saying? You're waiting for this windfall of money. Walk like you got it already. Right? You waiting to, I don't know, pass a test. Act like you done passed the test already. Thank the most high for the blessings that ought to come. You know what I'm saying? And that helps to clear up your energy and it helps to keep you in that energy of receiving it. Okay. Somebody definitely is craving some type of relationship or union or to just have a shared understanding with another individual. Definitely, I would recommend you journaling and just writing down exactly the type of relationship or person in your life that you want to have. I'm just being patient, but I'm trying hard. No, I get it. I get it. But we gotta be patient. Cause imagine you giving up and tomorrow is one to come. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how you gotta think about it. Like it's too late to give up now. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Yeah, like with this passion and this energy, and I don't mind my cards, okay? This is my OG deck and it's falling apart, but listen, the message is still coming out. But remain passionate, okay? Remain passionate about yourself and keep being brave, because somebody is really viewing you as a hero and very inspiring. It's like everything you do inspires them. You are being viewed as being so fearless, and it's really hard like sometimes to see it within ourselves, but you have to that's why I recommend, looking in that mirror, okay? Because the more that you look into this mirror, the more that you pour within yourself, you are going to start to discover new things about you. Okay? Because we really can't see ourselves through the lens of another person, but literally, this is how someone sees you. Okay? And the goal on your enlightenment journey is to get to this point. Okay? Because right now, your cup is full. You might not feel like it, but it is. So then this next step in your journey with these steps that you're taking now is for your cup to overflow. Okay. And as you start to make your cup overflow, as it's, right on the edge and it's about to tip over, that's when you're going to meet that divine love. That's when you're going to meet members of your soul tribe to help this cup overflow for you. But it's definitely happening. Okay. Right now, you are going through an emotional awakening as to where you are being prepared to get used to the peace, to get used to the joy. Okay. And these individuals, they already on the outside. You feel me? You already separated from the chaos and the drama and the crap. So right now, your emotions, you're healing your mind. You feel me? From being in survival mode, from having to fight so hard. Some of us had to physically fight. You know what I'm saying? So now you have to literally let me calm myself. Let me stay calm. Let me chill and relax and nurture myself and pour this love back into me because I'm done fighting. All right, you done fighting. You ain't gonna have to fight no more. See what I say? Anticipate this balance, okay? Anticipate you meeting individuals that are going to be just as healed as you are, just as balanced as you are, okay? You're no longer going to be getting into these entanglements and these relationships and then these friendships to where you are having to heal another while they stabbing you in the back. That is over with. That cycle is closed because you have learned the lessons that you needed to learn. And if you're watching this and you're not sure if you learned a lesson, do some journaling, do some shadow work, talk to the Most High. Because it's probably something else that you need to learn. Okay. There is something within us that was missing, which is why we sought it from individuals, right? The same way you gave that individual a pass, you knew that person wasn't shit. But what we do, give them chances. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna judge you. I'ma still love you. And what they do, stab you in the back. right? That's why we not doing that no more. We not doing that no more because you know that your peace is within you. So what you gonna do is protect your peace. You feel me? And that's not to say you're being judgmental. You still supportive, but at the same time, I'm not gonna support no bullshit, right? You're not being judgmental. You are standing in your divinity. If you doing something that I wouldn't do, if you doing something that I don't agree with, why would I have you around me? Because if I see that you lying to this person that you supposedly care about, well, who's to say you ain't gonna lie to me? That's the energy. All right. That's not being judgmental. That's not being a narcissist. That's not being full of yourself because you're not doing it to hurt anybody. Hopefully, they see that you're setting these boundaries and they respect those boundaries and set some boundaries for themselves, right? Because the goal is to encourage one another. I'm gonna make it firm with somebody. No, we ain't perfect, but what you're not gonna do is bring your bullshit over here, right? Because what you're doing at the end of the day, protecting your peace. Period. And that's what's called trusting in the divine plan. Because you're not afraid to walk away from nobody. It don't matter. You're not afraid to walk away from nobody. All right. This balance that you have achieved, that is your divine inheritance. Because you done broke the generational curse. You have laid out a strong foundation for yourself and your children, your children's children, their children, right? You have saved generations from hurt and pain that you have gone through because you fought through it and you're victorious. You made your priorities and you made a choice. You made a choice to follow the divine path, you know? You made a choice not to be tempted by the enemy. All right. And none of that shit's fun to you no more. It's not cute to you no more. And that's not being judgmental because people love to say that. You're not being judgmental. You're standing up for what you know is right, not just what you think is right, but what you know is right. Right? Because at the end of the day, love is what's supposed to keep us turning, right? There was definitely some conflicts and some type of romantic connection or like a family connection. I'm seeing somebody that you thought of as family. So it could have been romantic or it could have been somebody that you were super close with. Okay. And it left you feeling heartbroken, because you wasn't expecting for things to happen in the way that it did. Right. And as you move forward in your journey, you're gaining new perspectives on it because you're realizing that it was a lack of love. These relationships from the past, they didn't work out because that person didn't love you. They probably did love you, but they probably didn't know how to love you correctly. Right. So you chose to choose yourself and walk away because the situation probably left you stuck in a stalemate. That was your tower. That was your tower. But also, that was the moment that your higher self really was giving you that nudge, like, yeah, I gotta love me more, so I'm not attracting that shit no more, you know? And that's really good to be in that space, okay? So you gotta accept it. Because somebody's been being very hard on themselves to where you felt responsible for someone else's problems or issues. It's like you wanted to help somebody, you tried to help somebody, and they just weren't accepting the help. And you started to feel burdened by it. But as you walked away, you still felt bad. Like, I don't want you to hurt me no more. So I got to walk away. But you still felt bad for that individual because it's like, dang, like, I wish you would have got your stuff together. Just pray for them. Okay. There's nothing wrong with walking away from somebody because they were gonna do nothing but drag you down with them. You're healing too. You're not perfect. Okay. Sometimes you can't save everybody. Sometimes you can't help anybody. And honestly, the best thing that you can do for another individual, especially when you have to walk away from them to save yourself, is to pray for them. You pray for their healing. Okay. You're being too hard on yourself because you're very giving, you're very nurturing, you're very loving. All right. And we're at a point where it's like you got to give that to yourself. Okay. Give that nurturing and that loving and support to you. All right. Because if you're not good, nobody else is going to be good. Okay, hopefully that individual heals. All right, because you've helped them once when they actually do get to healing. Hopefully they do focus on their healing and they reflect, they're gonna thank you. Okay, but sometimes you have to make peace with the fact that you might not get that apology. All right, you might not get that thank you might not get that. But you got to make peace with that, okay? Because at the end of the day, you are only responsible for yourself. I know we have children, but think about it. When your children are adults, you're laying the foundation now. So when they become adults, they ain't going to have to learn them hard lessons that you had to learn, right? Because you're laying a strong foundation. A lot of individuals don't have that. Okay, there's a reason why you were the chosen one in your bloodline. You're probably the only one in your bloodline that chose to heal. You're laying the foundation. You're the front runner. Do you know how scary that is? How scary it is to go through a journey by yourself? But now you're on the journey to enlightenment because you're following the divine. So you know there's light at the end of the tunnel because you the light that's lighting up the tunnel, right? But there's individuals that are lost. But it's like the same way you have a soul and the Most High gave you that small nudge and you took that step forward, you use your free will to take that step forward, you use your free will to pray. They had their choice too at the end of the day. All right. Yeah, it's definitely nothing wrong with having more standards. And it's like nowadays, people try to demonize others for choosing a healing path. And it's insane. Like, I'm not going to kill myself trying to help somebody else. Like, because some individuals are like crabs in a barrel. They'll come to you all, oh my gosh, I need your help. And then drag your ass down. Hell nah. Nope. That's why you follow your intuition. Because some individuals, they will wait for the right moment to try to drag you. I promise you they'll wait for the perfect moment to try to drag you. And you're gonna be caught from left field, like, damn, like I was not expecting that. Yeah, people do shit like that, bro. And I had shit like that happen to me. Family, I done had family do that to me. And it's wrong. And that is why you deserve these blessings, okay? You standing in your power as a leader, as a chosen one in your bloodline, finally choosing to heal, that's leading to your blessings, okay? And it's because you know, you imagine it, you daydream about it, you dream about it, you think about it, you write about it, okay? You see it, like, you see it. And that's not it's not foo-foo. Like it's not coming from nowhere. That's the most high giving you these signs to know that you are on the right path. Every time you see an angel number, that is God giving you a hug and a kiss and letting you know you are moving on the right path, yo. Like for real. And you know something that I started doing? Every time I saw an angel number, I would look up that frequency, like with the like say if I seen 313, right? I'll look up 313 hertz frequency and I would listen to it and meditate on it and it left me feeling more energized. So I would recommend that somebody does that too. Like if you see an angel number, look up the frequency for it if you do meditate or even if you listen to it when you're taking a nap or reading a book or doing something, but that definitely helps cuz I did that for the first time the other day, and I had like 4 Twilight books, right? They've been sitting. I've been like, Imma read them. Imma read it. Imma read them. So the day that I actually looked up the frequency, I sat down, chill for a little bit. I ended up journaling. I ended up actually starting the book, reading it, and I was like, wow, this actually helped me. So I'm glad that I actually thought to tell y'all that. So definitely, I recommend doing that. Okay, if you see an angel number, look up the frequency for the angel number that you see, and I promise you, it'll help you. It'll feed your soul in the right way just to give you that little boost of energy to get things done like for you to just to feel that little boost of energy because we all need it sometimes especially now because it's so much like people just be out here just spreading negative energy. It's insane. Yeah, because right now you're defending yourself and your bloodline against this curse of struggle and poverty and, having to feel insecure and, feeling isolated. Because at the end of the day, it's like you're finding solace in the solitude. You feel me? You're not lonely. You're not lonely because you have the Most High. Even if you the only one in your house, you know what I'm saying? You're not around people. You feel like you don't have no friends. You don't have no family. There, you're not really alone because you have the Most High. All right, and this is coming from me. I done cut off all my friends. I done cut off all my family because I realized they wasn't really family and they wasn't really friends. Okay, and right now it's me and my two children. That's it. That's literally it. And I don't feel alone and I don't feel lonely because I know that I am going to meet the individuals that are meant to be in my life. I don't hesitate to cut people off, especially if I feel like they got weird energy, funny energy. If you give me a look, if you, nope, I don't got no problems. Cut. Period. Because what you're not gonna do is treat me funny, and what you're not gonna do is treat my kids funny. You get what I'm saying? Because I done had individuals that I have trusted that have attacked my children in order to hurt me. Okay? So do not be afraid to walk away from what doesn't serve you. I promise you, it's better to do it now than to do it later. When you have all these blessings for you, you're gonna be able to hold on to them without having somebody taking it from you. Okay? Because most of the times, a lot of these blessings won't come through until you cut off these leeches, bro. Because people really be leeches. Even if they're not taking money from you, these motherfuckers be taking energy from you. You supposed to get away from that. That's why a period of solitude is necessary. Because there are snakes around. All right. And that's not to make you scared. That's to make you vigilant. All right. These blessings not gonna come in if you over here still consorting with the enemy, bro. Because people really be plotting, bro. They be plotting. They see you one day and your smile is a little bit too bright, they gonna start plotting. And it's sad, but you felt that. You know what I'm saying? If you came to somebody with good news and you seen their reaction and you was like, you know what, let me just, hell no. Ain't no more benefit of the doubt. They're benefiting from you doubting your intuition. There's no such thing as benefit of the doubt. Okay? You have a fresh outlook when it comes to these illusions individuals try to cast, okay? Because there's so many tricks that they have, but your spirit is so pure that you cut right through it. These individuals can't even have a mask up with you no more. That's why it's gonna be people that go silent. It's gonna be people that catch attitudes out of nowhere. It's gonna be people that you just see it in them, in their eyes, that's why you look people in the eye and things like that. You hear the change in their tone of their voice and things like that. Like, be happy that you have this gift. Okay, that is called the gift of discernment. You have discernment that is helping you manifest the reality that you desire. Okay, you are absolutely moving on the right path. And you're reaching these goals. You're closer and closer and closer to these goals. You're meeting goals and you're surpassing goals and you're making more goals. All right. But then you're also taking the time to rest. Okay. Because there's also healing in rest. Okay, because sometimes some people get a little bit too caught up. You get too caught up with the light in the sage, light in the incense, and sometimes it's needed, but that's not some shit you got to do every single day, every single moment. You don't have to have a million crystals on you every single day. At the end of the day, do you have faith in the Most High that you're going to be protected? Okay, then. Sometimes you might feel like you need that extra protection. Go ahead and do it. But if you see yourself doing it too much, that's spiritual psychosis. That's when you ODing. You feel me? If you gotta light 6 instances, you gotta light 1 instance a day. You gotta do that's OD. All right. Sometimes it takes a prayer. I promise you. I was relentlessly attacked spiritually. I had someone that was a family member, a partner, come into my house and put sigils around my fucking wall. I don't even know. Okay, you see this little spot right here on my wall? I had to wash it with ammonia and paint over it. All around my wall. It was fucking shit around my walls, bro. I don't know what the symbols meant. I ain't look it up or nothing. I just cleaned it. I prayed, wiped that shit off. At that time, I didn't have no money to be doing nothing. I had this much ammonia, and I thank God it was just enough to clean it off. They wrote the shit in my kids' room, around my house, and I just cleaned it and I prayed. And I didn't have no sage. I didn't have no incense. I didn't have no none of that. And I prayed and I felt that energy release. Sometimes all you need to do is pray. I promise you. Okay? Back in the day, you remember our people was locked up. You feel me? They didn't have no money for nothing. And what did they do? They went to go pray, right? They went to go walk on the grass, right? They went to go stand in the sun, stand in the moonlight. All right. So even if you don't have the funds to go buy all that stuff, sometimes you don't need it. When I started reading tarot, I didn't even have no money to buy no deck. I made my own. Okay. And what actually made me like, I don't know if this gonna work. You know, when I got my deck, one day I was listening to music like as I was coloring like my cards, and I'm just shuffling the cards, just trying to get used to it. And I was playing that song by Rihanna called "You're the One," and I promise you, I'm shuffling, and the card that popped out and it hit my laptop screen, it was "You're the One," and it came out, and that was my confirmation. Okay, so the Most High gives you confirmations with anything that you do. I promise you. You get you a cup of water, you pray into that cup of water, drink it. That's your prayer. Okay? Like it's so many different things you could do. You don't have to do no spells. You don't have to have no altar. Remember, you're the altar. Your body is the altar. You're honoring your body, right? So it's like that's why it's important. Even when it comes to spiritual attacks, sometimes you're sleeping with the enemy. Don't let them touch you. When you see somebody out in the street, you don't have to hug everybody. You don't have to shake everybody's hand because that's a transference of energy. Okay, and I'm very sensitive. Okay, and it be sucking for me sometimes because sometimes I have to take the bus to like get my kids from school and stuff like that, and I be feeling it, man, and I just be on my phone. I listen to my frequency music, I listen to some music. I just don't really I don't really be, in the mix with people like that. But sometimes people just want to talk to me and come up to me and hug me and shake my hand. And it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna be rude, but at the same time, set that boundary. Okay? Set that boundary. If you're not comfortable with something, don't do it. If you're not comfortable around somebody, don't be around them, even if it's family, bro. I had a family member, like, and he was abusive. Like, as a child, he was abusive to me and to a lot of others. I was the whistleblower, right? One memory, he used to hold my face. Like, we had like a New Year's thing with my family. He held my face. Mind you, I was like fucking 6. He held my face in front of everybody and tried to kiss me on my lips, bro. And I did not want him to do it. After that, all the adults, they were calling me rude. They were calling me disrespectful. They were calling me this, that. So I was always angry, bro. And I didn't want to be around nobody, bro. And they always just say, oh, she's bad. She's this, she's that. Mind you, my peoples was Haitian, Jamaican, whatever. Like, they talked mad shit about me, bro. And I didn't care. When I got to be like 13, 14, and I was in school, I ended up fighting and stuff. And then I told everybody what happened. I told everybody what he did, bro. And then everybody want to be crying and all that shit. The whole time, every holiday, they kept making me see him. Kept telling me, "Oh, well, you have to greet grandpa. You have to fuck ass." No, like I don't want to be around him. He's a child molester, and y'all is okay with being around him, but I'm not. Listen, that's why I ended up cutting everybody the fuck off, bro. Had to because what? I remember I tried to talk to my mom about it. Like, how did I end up at his house? Because I ended up finding out that he did something to my grandma. She ended up getting addicted to drugs. God rest her soul. She got addicted to drugs and then she ended up passing away. Listen, she never got justice. No, like, no one really ever got justice. And he passed away. I remember my mom called me. She called me fucking sad when she told me that he died. And she was like, yeah, I'm just sad that I wasn't able to talk to him before he passed. About what? And what's crazy is that I expected myself to be mad that he passed. And I was like, you know, I just hope he was able to repent. I hope that he was able to pray. I hope that he was able to heal so his ass don't end up a fucking demon or something. You feel me? Like that it's just weird how people just are because Stockholm syndrome is a real thing. Okay? So if you come from a family that is extremely toxic, that is similar to the situation I just described, it's fucking horrible. That's why I recommend that you cut them off, bro. Cut it off. You ain't never gonna be able to make peace until you walk away. You can stand up for yourself. You can tell them, hey, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Sometimes they don't give a fuck. I got made fun of by from my cousins because I was raped. They were molested. So they felt like they were better than me because my abuse was worse than their abuse. Isn't that fucked up? That's why I say just cut them motherfuckers off because people have different ways to cope with the traumas that they've been through. Okay? People have different ways to cope with it. So it's like you just heal over there. Okay? And that's why I just cut it off. Okay? Shit off. Fuck it. Because I'd be damned if my kids is gonna have to deal with that shit. You feel me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because I had to cut them off because I would have ended up beating everybody's ass. And I'm just being real. Okay. I'm just being completely real. I would end up beating some people up. And my mom probably would have been the first one on the list. All right. So yeah, breaking the cycle. I had to. I had to, or I was gonna end up in jail. I promise you, I would have ended up in jail because I spent so many years, like in my adolescence, I was demonized, bro. Like I can't even explain to you how much I was demonized, yo. They used to make fun of me and everything, treat me a certain type of way. Like it's crazy. And when I look back, it's like, wow. I mean, that was my defense mechanism. Sometimes your anger is your defense mechanism. That's why I say when you're making peace with the past and doing your inner child healing, really look back as a child how you reacted to certain situations and how the adults reacted. Think about that because now you have a new perspective. Okay? A lot of the times you were attacked as a child, beat as a child just for not conforming to everyone's bullshit, just for not keeping someone's little fucked up secrets, you know? And some of these adults, as you're an adult, they treat you funny when it comes to going to these family gatherings and stuff because they don't want you to speak out with the truth. Right? Because they spent so many years curating this little mask, this little fucked up little world, and it's not okay. And that's why, like, it's your job to stand in your divinity. And if you have to separate, separate, you know? And we don't be deserving half the shit that we go through. But at the end of the day, it happened and it brought you to the point that now it got you closer to the most high. You feel me? You probably had a little phase where you didn't go to church, you wasn't praying. I did too. But I realized that God brought me through hell so I can appreciate me and the most high. Because at the end of the day, the most high got me through it. Right? Yeah, your inner strength, it definitely makes you who you are. Like you go through a lot of things, like, and it's insane, but you gotta, yeah, what's at the bottom? Like it got you to the point where you can stand in your power and really love yourself for who you are, flaws and all. All your scars make you who you are. For a long time I would be ashamed of my parents, of my family. Then I realized they don't determine who I am. It just shows my fucking strength. I've had a lot of people tell me that I should write like a book and shit like that. And I'm still thinking about it, but like it's insanity, okay? If I talked about the stuff that I went through, it's really insane. But I'm gonna clear up my cards and then shuffle up a bit, and then I'll pull some more collective energy. But yeah, it's definitely like because right now my energy is hella sensitive. I can't hold you. Because with this full moon coming tomorrow, and someone attacks me every full moon, and I learned that I don't need no sage, I don't need no nothing. I just need to pray and believe in myself and love on myself extra more to not feel the effects of it too much. Okay. And that's why I'm heavily like talking about that because I really don't like to talk about that much, but I feel like, there are things you need to talk about because sometimes, you do need to know the difference to when you're being very hard on yourself and the difference between that and if you're being spiritually attacked. Okay. And if you truly believe that you're being spiritually attacked, I promise you, prayer is the only thing you need to get you through. Okay, because God will not forsake you. You are one of God's children. So the attack might poke you a little bit. You feel me? But it ain't going to get you how they think it is. Somebody is trying to they're trying to manifest a tornado in your life, and all you got was a drizzle, and the drizzle's getting on your nerves. You know what I'm saying? Shift your perspective, okay? You are protected more than you think. You are stronger than you think, and all your prayers are being heard. What's that? It's like a little saying or something when people be like, something about the main line, like you got God on the main line. Every time you speak, every time you breathe, the Most High is right there every time. All these things that these individuals are doing in secret, you think God don't see that? God see it. Every time these individuals send out an attack towards you, you think God don't see it? God's doing something about it, but sometimes God gonna let them dig that hole, and they divine judgment is gonna be when they pass. And when they pass, they gonna have to stand up and face that judgment. Like in my mind's eye, I see it as like somebody, it's like a slideshow to where it's like it's gonna just show all the bullshit that they did in their lives. Like, oh, you thought you got away with that? And hopefully these individuals choose to repent. Because that's all we could do. That's why the Bible says to pray for your enemies. And I used to be like, what are you talking about? Like, that is unrealistic, but it's true. Because I've prayed. I've had moments where I felt like I was being attacked relentlessly and I didn't know what to do, bro. And I started praying for people like, bro, I know these people probably hate me. I don't know why. I know these people are spiritually attacking me. I don't know why, but I just pray that they stop. I pray that they get a blessing so that they could just stop attacking me like this, bro. Whenever I used to ask like my parents, like I used to want to have support, for them to love me as their child. I used to pray for them, bro. Like God, please heal their heart. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was praying for my enemies, bro. Because these people did not care. They were happy when I was miserable. And that's the same people you need to watch too. The motherfuckers that's always there to hear you when you crying, but when you smiling, they just not around. Or somebody could just chat, 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 chat when you going through something, and then it's like when you good or when you getting good, they just shut the fuck up. That's the people that you gotta watch them. All right, you gotta watch them. The same people that wait till you got something and they want to ask you for something, and it's the same individuals like when they got something they just don't want nothing to do with you. Like you got to watch people like that, okay? Because people are real sneaky. Now you got to remember it takes more energy to be an asshole. They're going out their way to not be a good person towards you, and it's not okay because it's natural. It's natural. Even coming on here, like I'm offering you support because I want you to see the light that is within you. You feel me? And it's like that's the best thing. I don't come on here and rehearse what I'm about to say to y'all. I don't be knowing what I'm about to say to y'all. I don't know what the cause is gonna tell me. I don't know what messages I'm a channel. I just know that I'm doing God's work. And you are too by loving yourself. Okay? So you really gotta stand in your power. Listen, you are the light. Okay? You are worthy of this success that you desire. You are worthy of the success that you are acquiring. Okay? This is your divine inheritance. It was already written in the books for you to get it. Right? What's that saying they say when they say like God is the end all be all or something like that? Like God knows everything that's gonna happen before it happens. The devil knows that it's a losing game, bro. I don't know if you believe in the Bible. I'm not gonna say I know every passage in the Bible, but I know some stuff, right? And the devil know that he's gonna lose, right? In Revelations, he ain't win. And we in a time now where people really think that the darkness is gonna win, and that's crazy. That's crazy, but hey, that's why they call them sleep, right? Because they stuck in an illusion. You broke free from that illusion, and it's scary as hell. It is. It is. But the more that the Most High keeps giving you these signs, these synchronicities, these feelings, these downloads, these dreams, these blessings. Listen, it all starts with you looking at you in the mirror and telling yourself, I love you. Every time you show yourself you love yourself, you're telling the Most High that you love Him. Every time you care for yourself, nurture yourself, you know, uphold your standards, your morals, your values. Every time you encourage someone else to upstand their morals and values, you are building a strong army. Okay? Because we are all in the army to fight against the enemy. And all we got to do is love one another and ourselves, bro. Like, that's why when people be like, "Oh, reading tarot's witchcraft or whatever," like, how? This is a divination tool. The Bible is a divination tool. Your intuition is a divination tool. You're a divination tool. The time is like everything. God is within everything. Okay. People be reading tea leaves and all that. Like, it's all with God. It's all about your intentions, right? There's good and bad. You can use tarot to do something bad, but you can also use it to do something good. There's good and bad with everything. If your intentions are pure and you know that your intentions are pure, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. Okay? Any more messages, Holy Spirit? But with this Two of Cups and the Sun card, yeah, Page of Swords. And then Page of Swords represents curiosity and talking to the Most High and getting new perspectives, having new perspectives, seeking knowledge, and it's like that's something that's never gonna stop. We're always gonna seek knowledge. We're always going to, obtain knowledge and, be curious about our past and, where we're going, what we're doing. But the point is to like not be so attached to the outcome. Okay. And when I say not being attached to the outcome, I mean like not being so attached to like the specificities of it. Sometimes you can journal, you can journal and write, like, for example, if you want a divine partner, you're like, yeah, I want my partner to be tall and this and that and this and that. You feel me? God's probably looking at it like, okay, but you might not get exactly what you want. Okay. And that's why the Most High tells you to be grateful because your divine partner is not going to be someone that you're not attracted to, whether it's physically, whether it's, with their personality and things like that. Like, God knows what is the best thing for you and what you gonna love and what you gonna like. Okay. But you can also make requests, you know, but don't be so attached to the idea that I'm a divine being. So I'm just gonna get exactly what I want. Mm-mm, boo. That's moving an ego. That is a no. Okay. Okay. Because a lot of people be moving an ego and I don't even think they be realizing it. All right. That's why it's important to be around individuals that have an alignment of values with you. Okay. Community, right? Harmony. Okay. And that will also help with a lot of personal fulfillment as well. Because at the end of the day, we're all healing. Okay. The individual, at the end of the day, we're all healing. Okay. We're all healing. Nobody is better than the other. Yeah. So there's somebody that's not sure about, you're probably not sure about the direction of some type of relationship for someone. What else, Holy Spirit? Yeah. Somebody's not sure about the direction of some type of romantic relationship. What about it, Holy Spirit? Okay. Because you're seeking true happiness, but it seems like you don't really feel like there's a lot of harmony in this relationship. And it seems as though someone's being extra defensive. Okay. What about the 7 of Wands, Holy Spirit? Okay, so somebody's being defensive, okay? And it could be because somebody's feeling a little bit burnt out. All right. And it's because somebody's trying something new. They're stepping out of their comfort zone. And they're feeling like a little bit exhausted. So I don't know if this exhaustion could be from work, could just be from the relationship in general, the pressure, whatever. But you guys are achieving balance at this time. Okay. So don't feel like things are going horribly. Okay, don't always go to like the negatives, all right? Because it seems as though it is going in the right direction. Yeah, the lovers card, it's going in the right directions, okay? You guys love each other, but it's like, you're kind of being too attached to how you think things are supposed to go. All right. And the emotional stability came out on the side with this King of Cups. And then all these came out on the side. So it's like you both are mirroring each other at this time because you're viewing each other as fulfillment, as a blessing. But it's like you have a little bit of mental blocks, and it's because you guys are focusing on your healing. Okay. So, pretty much the message on this, if this is resonating for you, you're being called to really focus on your kindness and your compassion and really building up this emotional connection and really talking about the things that are bothering you, but don't put blame in it. Okay, because remember, you're not perfect, they're not perfect, and you both are still healing. So you don't want to self sabotage. And I mentioned that like at the beginning of the live, but like, you just got to make sure you're not self sabotaging. Okay, you're practicing self control while also being confident within yourself. Okay, being courageous, but also being gratuitous for what you have. All right. So this is mainly about having a good conversation and really focusing on your healing. Okay. And sometimes everything doesn't have to be like deep all the time. Like you don't always have to get so deep with somebody. Like you could have fun together, have these times to laugh and, just have a good time together. Because remember, if this individual is meant to be with you, right? If this is your divine love, your divine partnership, you guys have a lifetime. Okay, so take the time to chill, relax, have a good time with each other. Don't put so much pressure on it. Okay. Yeah. Like you gotta be certain. You gotta be certain in the most high that this is what you're gonna get. Okay. You definitely have an opportunity to express yourself. Okay. And the most high is giving you like the chance to focus on each other, so there's probably going to be something that you're doing, okay? You might be going on like a dinner date or going out somewhere, or even if you are going somewhere to do one thing and then you're meeting a divine counterpart, if I'm talking to somebody that's not in union at this time, but it has to do with you focusing. Like you're going to be so focused on one thing, and then something, this opportunity is going to come out the woodwork where you're going to be like, oh wow. You're going to be pleasantly surprised, okay? And this is for the collective energy for whoever is not sure about their partner or somebody who is not in union with a partner, or you could be single, but you're definitely going to be getting some, like, basically, you're not going to expect it, okay? Because I'm not trying to give you everything. I want you to be surprised when it comes. I'm not that reader that's going to tell you every single detail. I'm going to tell you what you need to know, okay? All right. But yeah, this is gonna, like, it's gonna help you heal a lot of things, but you're going to have to maintain these healthy boundaries with these individuals from your past, bro. Okay? You're gonna have to. Because there's somebody from your past that is going through karma. They're going through intense karma, and they're gonna try to come to you with some type of sob story or whatever. And you're gonna have to, set your boundaries, okay? Set these boundaries with grace or whatever, but at the same time, like This person did not care about how they treated you, how they acted, or whatever. So like maybe when this person comes towards you or reaches out to you or tries to reach out to you or tries to do something to get you to reach out to them, okay, you're gonna see it though and you're gonna feel it. All right, but they're going through karma, but that is gonna be like the definitive moment where you're turning out of this cycle as to how you're responding to it. Okay. So if you're an individual that maybe when you guys were going through things, right? Usually you responded in anger. This time you're going to respond with a smile. If you're somebody that always beats around the bush and just responds with a smile, you're going to respond with some anger. You feel me? Like somebody going to get thrown off and they're going to realize like, oh, they wasn't playing. Yeah, no, they not playing with you. Yeah, because now you following your intuition, right? You following your intuition no matter how it looked, no matter what it looked like, right? And then you're also going to be at peace with these decisions that you're making because you're realizing no is a complete sentence. I am not about to let you play with me. Period. Because they're gonna realize that you manifested this solitude that you in. You don't need to be around them. You chose to not be around them. Right? You somebody that chose to cut something off of somebody. Somebody thought that it was just temporary. Oh, they gonna be back. No. You're having the opportunity, or this is something you're doing now. Maybe they're snooping on you or something, but they're seeing the truth. They're definitely seeing the truth. And then also with someone that had a whole bunch of secrets. Somebody had a lot of secrets, okay? I'm getting energy of someone that knows a lot of secrets about somebody and they scared these secrets is gonna come out. And that's probably why like they wanted to stay stuck to you. Like they were afraid for like you to move on from them because they just felt like you were gonna go to somebody new and like release all their secrets or something like that. Like that's on them. Okay, that's their guilt. So whatever. Cause hell, if the Most High put it on your spirit to reveal some shit, that's what you gonna do, right? Yeah, that's what you gonna do. Yeah, like, and it's difficult for somebody because it's like somebody wants to cause some type of conflict because they're trying to keep some type of secret from coming out. And it seems as though it's like they feel like you standing in your power is like to spite them. Somebody is a narcissist, okay? Somebody is a narcissist. Oh my gosh. Like somebody believes that you standing in your divinity you did it to spite them. Isn't that insane? Somebody thinks that they're higher than God. They're cocky. They're very cocky. And somebody also thinks that they're a player. Like they think that they could just manipulate everybody and just get what they want. And like it's been a little hard for you maybe. It's been a little hard for you to be patient, especially when it comes to like dealing with this individual, like it took a while for you to walk away. Like you couldn't just walk away. Like you had to have a fucking plan. Yeah. You had to have a plan. And they're under judgment at this time. Ooh, the divine is on their ass. I can't hold you. The divine is on their ass. And then they're extra mad because you're in your authentic energy. Like somebody is realizing, like, this is not a game, this is not a show, right? You are one of God's children, and it's showing every day because you're glowing. Yeah. Confirmation. Yeah, these illusions are broken, and that's why somebody feels away because you can destroy them with words. Like you could say it, like you could say whatever their secret is, or you could out them or whatever, but you haven't done it. You stayed silent, and it's not as though you stayed silent out of fear or whatever. You just been focusing on you. They thought that your world revolved around them, and the whole time they're obsessed with you. They're obsessed with you and your forward momentum. And you just moving on your business and your la di da, walking towards your fresh starts. You just following your instincts. Like you really just doing you. And somebody is just insanity. Yeah, you're coming up as the star. You are the star. Like whoever I'm talking to, you have main character energy. Alita, listen, we got the star, then the hyphen. These are major arcanas, okay? You are a divine being. I'm definitely talking to a divine being. Listen, your forward momentum is because the divine is working with you. You got God on your team, on your side. All right. And that's why you got to stand in your power, stand in your confidence. Okay. And also make sure that you're not moving in ego. Okay. But if you got to put belt to ass, do that. Okay. Because we are warriors. We're warriors in the spirit. Okay. Because there's times when, you're going to have to, and then times when you just, okay, there, that's how you follow your intuition, your discernment. Okay. Because I don't want nobody to end up in jail or nothing crazy. But there's gonna be times when you're gonna have to lay the hammer down and really set these hard boundaries. Because with some individuals, they don't just take words. Like I've had times where I tried to peacefully walk away, and I had someone try to attack me, and I had to whoop their ass so they could finally leave me the hell alone. And what they did, left me alone. All right, what I say? I am weak. This is funny. But yeah, like, and honestly, for you, it takes a lot of self-control. All right. And it also takes a lot of passion, for you to take these actions that you've taken, because it's a lot of individuals that did not expect you to really stand in your divinity and your power. And it's insane. It's insane because a lot of people are realizing that, damn, like the enemy the enemy really was using me to do his bidding, and they still won with your anxiety. You feel me? You either have anxiety, or you had some fears, or you had some type of mental block, like whether it's like you were just scared, like you probably were scared to stand up for yourself or something of that nature. And it's like you still went towards this victory. You was probably shaking, you was scared, you didn't know what to do, or you walked away from something and you was like, dang, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? At some point you was like, dang, I don't know what's going on, but you realize that the victory was here. You are the victory. The fact that you are breathing is a victory, right? The fact that you are able to open up your eyes, you're able to go to sleep, that is a victory, right? And you are realizing that, okay? You might not have everything in the world, but it's still a victory. And it's like your intuition led you to know that, like, you were better off being away from these individuals that made you feel excluded. These individuals that always made you feel like you wasn't going to be a part of the group. You wasn't a part of the group. You wasn't this, you wasn't that. You know what? No, you wasn't. You didn't fit in the group because you are a leader and you are stronger by your goddamn self. You wasn't meant to be a part of the peanut gallery, right? You wasn't meant to be following behind nobody else, blindly following orders from a motherfucker that, listen, this solitude, like you wasn't meant to be a follower. You was meant to be a leader. That's why whenever you try to join some type of group, whenever you try to be a part of some type of whatever, like you always seen the flaws in it. You always seen the bullshit, and you something and you was like, dang, like I just want to feel included. And then you realize, like, I'm better off by my damn self. And it probably took you a long time to realize that. And look at you in a spotlight now. These same individuals that tried to make you feel excluded, they wanted to make you feel like you was weird or whatever. Now you happy in that. Okay, I'll be weird, okay? Because they all watching you. And even if, like, you don't even know exactly who's watching you, but you would be surprised to know who's watching you, bro. And one of them individuals watching you is a divine counterpart. It's somebody that wants to invest into you emotionally. There is someone that does want to speak with you about something. Yeah, but the hangman came. So it's either this person is they're pausing to gain perspective on the situation. Maybe they're trying to figure out, like, how they want to talk to you about some type of situation. Ooh, somebody wants to talk to you about something, but they're not really sure because it seems as though you have let go of the past, but somebody knows something about some type of tower moment that you went through. Whoever it was very consistent in it. So it could have been someone that was doing like, well, attempting to do some type of spell work on you, and the Most High got on their ass, and it seems as though this individual confessed to what the fuck they did to somebody, and this individual is not like fooling with them no more because of that, and they want to reach out to you to let you know, but it's like they don't want to like reopen that wound. Yeah, this individual is very stagnant because of like what they did. They thought that like confessing to what they did would like help them, but I mean, it helped you to get more grounded because the Most High definitely seen that, they confessed to what they did, but at the end of the day, that doesn't take away that they did that shit pretty much. They're still getting punished. Yeah, and it's because they made the decision to do this. So this individual feels like they toe up inside because of this choice they made. They're toe up inside because of the decision that they decided to make. And they did it with a clear mind. They didn't care. And whoever this is, it's like they knew better than that, bro. With this magician, they knew better than that. I'm talking to somebody that knows the power of God, and they chose to go against God to do this. And it was all out of ego. Somebody has some type of entity attachment or something. Yeah. Yeah. But it's over with. Whatever they did ain't damn work because you still onto your new beginnings. Meanwhile, this person is getting endings left and right, and they know exactly why. They know exactly why. And someone wants to communicate to you about this. But it's like they don't want to come off as being like messy, but they feel like they'll be giving you like some type of closure. Okay, so if somebody does come to you to try to tell you something about the past, just let them know, hey, I don't even want to know about it. Just say that. Because you're gonna in your intuition, you're gonna feel what they're about to say, like before they say it. All right. So just pay attention. All right, because you're focused on living a good life, right? You're focused on healing. You're focused on the future, right? You're focused on being present in the future. You are releasing the past day by day. So definitely make that clear. Make that clear to whoever tries to come to you with information, okay? But this individual definitely isn't trying to be messy. They're not trying to be messy with you, but it's definitely someone that was like, ugh, insane. But either way, this is your confirmation that your horizons are definitely expanding, getting away from these double energies, getting away from these individuals that are going to lie to you. Okay, that cycle is over and done with. It is closed. Okay, just make sure that you're continuing to set these boundaries. Okay, continue to set these boundaries and also weigh your options. Okay, something might look pretty, it might sound pretty, but still weigh your options, okay? If somebody comes to you, right? If somebody's like, hey, I want to take you out somewhere. Hey, give me a day or two to think about it. If they get mad, that's your answer right there. It's a hell no. Okay, love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast. If someone wants you to be in their lives, they will wait. All right? They will wait. I don't care if they waiting for a hug, a kiss, waiting for a date, waiting for a phone call, waiting for a text message. Love is patient. Okay? And that is the quickest way to your legacy, and you won't have to deal with with a whole bunch of bumps and all this crazy stuff happening. Um, so yeah, if this resonated, please like, you could please subscribe to catch my next live reading. I hope you guys have a good night. Continue to live in love and light. Bye.